Hello everyone, my name is Justin. Welcome to my channel. I am a figure skating fan, and today I am filming a video giving my initial thoughts, reactions, some major takeaways from the Grand Prix assignments for the senior men in the 2022-2023 Grand Prix season, the first of the new Olympic cycle, so it's very exciting. A few days ago I did a video discussing the women's assignment, so if you'd like to see that, you can check that out on my channel. It was just posted not too long ago. If you're interested to hear what I have to say about the men's, then keep on following along. So I feel like I can't start this video off by talking about some of the big names that are missing, most notably Yuzuru Hanyu and Nathan Chen, both Olympic gold medalists. Yuzuru Hanyu obviously won 2. Nathan Chen has a lot of titles under his belt. Both great skaters in their own right. Yuzuru Hanyu is legendary, beautiful, so iconic, and then Nathan Chen is such a crowd pleaser and someone who's really grown into his own style over the past few years and with a lot of great technical ability. Now, I think those two skaters really pushed each other in the past, so it's going to be very different without them. Other names that I can think of that are missing are, let's see, Canadian Nam Nguyen. He's just my personal favorite skater, so I'm really going to miss him and how he really played with the crowd. And then we have, Jason Brown, such a beautiful skater from America, you know, not having a presence on the Grand Prix. And then also Vincent Zhou from the United States as well. That being said, there are some other exciting things to talk about, so let's get right into it. I want to start off by showing my Canadian side because I think it's very exciting for the Canadian men on the national team because there's some great representation across all 6 Grand Prix events, and quite a few of the men actually have 2 assignments. We have Keegan Messing, Steven Gogolev, Roman Sadovsky, and Wesley Chu, and then 2 other names with 1 assignment. So Corey Serkelly will be at the MK John Wilson Trophy, and then we have Conrad Orcel, who has the 3rd spot at Skate Canada International. Again, I'm surprised Skate Canada didn't allow that to be a TBD spot, but congrats to Conrad for having that assignment. Hopefully he can prepare well for that. I don't know how to organize this video. Let's see, I will say Keegan Messing, I'm very glad that he did not retire. He is a big performer, great moves, powerful jumper, great entertainer, does some very nice tricks that are crowd pleasing. Sometimes you feel like you're watching an exhibition. I think he does a really good cantilever, and he gets down so low where sometimes the ice flies on him. And it's just so exciting to watch. I hope he has programs that suit his personality, though I will say I did not hate the Ed Sheeran program. His 2 assignments are Skate Canada International and the Grand Prix Espoo in Finland, and I actually think he has a good shot at winning a medal or even winning either of those competitions. So that means he would earn a trip to the Grand Prix final. That would be a great result for someone who is the leading Canadian man, and now we can say he's Canadian champion, so that's very exciting. And then we have Roman Sadovsky. Roman has been somewhat of an up and down skater in terms of results in the past, but he is very capable. When he lands the quad Sauerkraut, they look so beautiful. Same with the triple axel. Very lyrical skater, you know, very in tune with the music, but you know, the results haven't always match what he's capable of, but he's been gaining experience the past couple seasons internationally, and obviously the pandemic hit, which made training super difficult, especially for Canadian skaters, so I wouldn't rule him out this season. I'm a big fan of Roman, and I need to watch his vlogs. I haven't made time to yet, but he just overall seems like a fun guy, and he finds a way to showcase that in his programs on the ice, except for the super serious ones. And then we have Wesley Chu. He's probably my favorite Canadian male skater right now. I was drawn to his programs last season. There was the Vincent program in the short, and then the modern twist of the Samson and Delilah program. I love both of them. Wesley is very capable, like the other Canadian men, could do quads, pretty consistent on his triples, and he has good core skating skills, and it'll just take time to improve. I think maybe not so much speed, but maybe he could get into his knees more, maybe feel the ice a little better, but he's still relatively young, and this is his first season on the Senior Grand Prix. He did win 2 medals. He even won one of his Junior Grand Prix competitions last season, and he did do pretty well at Junior World. So I am proud of him, and hopefully he has a successful senior debut. We will also be seeing Stephen Gogolev debut on the senior circuit for the Grand Prix. He doesn't have that much senior international experience, but he is a former Canadian medalist at nationals, so that's exciting. He's experienced some major changes over the past few years. So there's growth spurt, coaching adjustments. It's, I think, Lee Barkel and Raphael Aratunian, a blend of those two. And then he's had some injuries. So the last time we skated, he looked really different, much shorter, but he has some success under his belt. He won the Grand Prix final on the junior circuit one year and skated as a senior man at Canadian Nationals. I'm not sure what to expect. I rewatched his Junior Worlds performance from 2022, and those were some solid outings. It was unfortunate he couldn't place higher, but I think the fundamentals are there. He just has to clean up some of the landings of the big jumps a bit, but otherwise, I can see him selling a program well, especially if everything else is done to perfection, because he's also a really good spinner, really talented with the choreography, and his step sequence has been pretty strong from what I've seen. So I'm really excited. And then I think I'll leave it at that. I'm excited for Corey and Conrad, but I must say I am so sad that Joseph Fan has retired. He has been one of my favorite up-and-coming Canadian male skaters for quite some time. So beautiful. Oh, man. If there was a Canadian skater that was close to Patrick Chan in terms of style and quality, I say it would have been Joseph Fan. But I wish him the best, and I'm so excited to see all of Team Canada go out and compete in the fall. Okay, so moving it over to the American men, I can't help but feel a little empty inside looking at the roster and not seeing any of the Olympic team members from Korea competing. It's just such a weird feeling. No Nathan, no Jason, no Vincent. That being said, I will start off with, I'd say, the skater that's most exciting to me, and that is Ilia Malinin. He will be at Skate America and also at the Grand Prix Espoo in Finland. And Ilia is the skater that is attempting to have the first quad axel ratified, cleanly done in competition. He's shown clips many times on social media and they look really good. So we'll see if he achieves that goal. But he is someone nonetheless who just likes going for the big jumps and he likes challenging himself technically. So I'm excited to see how he does. If he can skate multiple clean quads in a program, I can't see him not medaling, at least at Skate America. But he's becoming a fan favorite of many Americans, so it'll be exciting. I know Skate America will be held in Massachusetts, so if you all are gonna go, get your cameras out and capture that clean quad axle if it happens. I want to see it. I won't be there, unfortunately, but yeah, Ilia, I don't know how consistent he'll be as a senior, but he showed a lot of promise as a junior, and actually at US Nationals where he skated as a senior. I know there's a lot of people who thought that he should have been on the Olympic team. I won't give my opinion on that now, but he's definitely the future of men's figure skating, and he finally gets to compete as a senior and makes his debut. Next up, I'd say Camden Pulkinen is exciting to see. He will be at Skate Canada and at the Grand Prix in Finland with Ilia. He is someone who's just such a beautiful, lyrical, musical skater. Beautiful edges, like really follows choreography really well. Beautiful spinner. I have a memory of him skating a very clean short program at Skate Canada a few years ago ingrained in my mind because that was so well done. So I've seen what he can produce at his very best, especially with the quad. He should have some fantastic scores, except his program components are usually much lower than I expect them to be. So come on, judges, you gotta reward artistry when you see it. And then we have Jimmy Ma. That's exciting to see. He has 2 assignments, Skate Canada and MK John Wilson Trophy in Great Britain. Jimmy really peaked at Nationals last season. It was really great to see him put down some really good programs. Consistency hasn't always been his friend, but not only was he consistent at Nationals, he was consistent with the quad in the programs, and his free skate was different than what we were expecting. I believe it was Swan Lake. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'd like to see something more suitable to his personal style this season, and maybe that could help create more of a genuine moment with him and the audience, because otherwise he's a very playful skater, kind of like Keegan Messing Nam Nguyen, likes to engage the audience when he can. Will we see a ponytail from him this upcoming season? Yes or no? The really important questions, right? Just joking, that's not important. And then we have, my favorite skater, Tomoki Hiwatashi. I'm very bummed to only see him assigned at NHK Trophy. But, I get it. His results have been mixed in the past, but he is someone who is capable of being consistent. I've seen that a couple times. Otherwise, he's very explosive with the jumps, sometimes too much where he has to work hard at saving the landings, which, done over a few elements, you're losing a lot of points in the grade of execution marks because they can't be too high if your landings aren't totally clean. Also, sometimes he pops his jumps, but he makes up for it in his performance. Amazing spins. I believe he does a great Russian split. Beautiful flexibility. If he needed to work in another area of his skating, I'd say facial expression. I'd like to see him look upward and outward to the audience. But he could get that TBD spot in Skate America. I would be really happy. And then we have Liam Kapekis for Skate America. I don't know who that is. I did not do my research. So if he is someone to look out for, let me know in the comments how much I'm missing out. But is that all the American men? It feels so bare. We don't even have American representation at the Grand Prix de France for the men. So Skate America, if Team USA skating fans out there, try to make it to Massachusetts. Although if I remember correctly, it may be sold out by now. But nonetheless, all those skaters will feel the love online on Twitter. Okay, now on to Team Japan. So skating fans are going to be mad at me. You're going to be so mad. But I don't know all of the names of the skaters who are assigned a Grand Prix. That being said, Japan has such a strong depth of skaters who are both technically skilled and have beautiful artistry and can marry the two. Every season, I feel like there's at least one Japanese skater getting their first Grand Prix assignment that impresses the audience the first time. So I have no doubt that all of these men are talented. But let's go ahead and start with the names I do recognize. First up is Shoma Uno. I think we all gotta know who he is. He will be at NHK Trophy and Skate Canada. He is the reigning world champion. What a great way to end last season. Multiple-time Olympic medalist, many world medals. Also an iconic skater. Very short in stature, but very big and massive with the jumping elements. He has great speed, good knee bends. Sometimes it's a little scary seeing how he needs to save his jumps, especially some of the more difficult quads, but he has such guts to go for all the elements that he does in a program. So many quads, such packed with technical elements, great flexibility in the spins. Like, I don't know how he is able to still breathe after his program, but he's continuing on, and hopefully he rides the high wave after being the winner at the last World Championship. So I won't go on and on because I think I've talked about Shoma Uno for many years by now in this channel. Who I haven't talked a lot about is Yuma Kagiyama. Breakout season last year. Such amazing results for someone without so many years on the Senior Grand Prix. So silver medal, Olympics, Worlds, and just overall a great skater. Like, he can give Shoma Uno a run for his money domestically and internationally speaking. So kind of reminds me of Shoma Uno as well. Just very talented. I'd say probably needs to work up to Shoma's level in terms of performance, but he'll be there in no time. So yeah, I expect to see those two men dominating the field this season. Yuma will be at Skate America and at the Grand Prix de France. So that should be exciting. Another skater I know of is Shun Sato. He'll be at the MK John Wilson Trophy and also the Grand Prix Espoo in Finland. Last season, I think Shun Sato had some pretty good results. He won a medal at the International de France. So if you want to see his skating at its best, I would take a look at those programs last season. I believe he finished off the podium at Skate America, but also someone who's trying to gain experience as a senior. And I'm very impressed in his free skate. He attempted multiple quads, quad lutz, quad flip. I think he just needs to work on filling the ice better, you know, performance quality, maybe a little bit of speed, but otherwise all of these Japanese men are really talented, very well packaged. I love all of their costumes. They're clearly all in tune lyrically with their programs. I think some of the North American men need to find out what the Japanese men are doing and copy that so we can have more well-rounded skaters competing overall. And yeah, let's see, NHK Trophy, there's a TBD spot, so that's interesting to note. Who else has 2 assignments? Not that many. So yeah, I will not butcher their names because that would be disrespectful, but heading into the season, I expect to be surprised by Japanese men who I'm not familiar with. So that's what I'm looking forward to from Team Japan. Okay, so let's shift from talking about specific countries to other men that I'm excited to see. We have Daniel Grassl from Italy. Wow, is he such a beautiful, unique, skilled skater. He will be at Skate America and at the MK John Wilson Trophy Grand Prix events, and he had a pretty good end to his season last year, 7th at Worlds and the Olympics. Such unique spin positions. He can also do the quad lutz. So he's definitely someone who's capable of achieving greatness and probably doing really well this upcoming season. And he has a program being choreographed by Jason Brown. So we'll get to see a part of Jason Brown skating on the Grand Prix in a way. Then we have from China, Boyang Jin. You know, Boyang has seen stronger performance days earlier in his career. So lost some of the jumps, and the artistry hasn't totally gotten to a sophisticated level yet, though it's come so far from where he started. So he still kind of lags in the PCS marks, but we'll see if he still can continue doing multiple quads and a free skate, and that'll help him be more competitive. And then we have Junwon Cha from Korea, someone that we know as being very competitive and joyful to watch, and he is going to achieve great things, especially as he's continuing to train with Tracy and Brian Orser at the cricket club in Canada. So Junwon Cha will be at Skate America and at NHK Trophy. Boyang Jin, I forgot to say, he'll be at Skate Canada and NHK Trophy. It's unfortunate there's no Cup of China this upcoming season. Otherwise, I feel like he could benefit from performing in front of a home crowd. But every skater faces a challenge from one season to the next. So rest in peace, Cup in China. I always love that event was always sponsored by a car. Who else? Brendan Carey from Australia has an assignment. It's unfortunate he couldn't have gotten another one, but Skate America is a good one for Brendan, so we'll be rooting for him. And then Kevin Amos of France also has 2 assignments, so that's great to see. He'll be at the Grand Prix de France and Grand Prix Espoo. So Kevin is someone who's really exciting when he gets into his programs, and he's actually very capable. If I remember correctly, Kevin Amos was dealing with an injury last season where it's really difficult to see him compete because he just wasn't performing well. So hopefully he's had time to heal. But there's also another French skater, his teammate Adam Salhimfa, and that was someone I enjoyed seeing last season, I believe because of his programs. Correct me if I'm wrong, but he had kind of a techno Daft Punk program that was a fan favorite. I could be wrong, but I do remember him. So kudos to both French skaters for having 2 Grand Prix assignments, and then there's a TBD spot in France. So okay, I think I'm going to leave my commentary at that. So thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in my next one. Goodbye.